Over the weekend, UCLA made the decision to fire their head football coach, Deshaun Foster. Second season at UCLA already gone. 0-3 start for the Bruins. If you've paid attention to UCLA football at all this season, you should not be surprised by this news. It's been an utter disaster. They lost to UNLV. They lost to New Mexico. They were not overly competitive in either of those games. They have Nico, the Tennessee transfer, starting at quarterback. They have not been able to get any momentum with him. Former five-star, former stud at Tennessee. All things have been bad. There's nobody in the crowd at their home games. Seems like the lack of resources is a huge part of this. Deshaun Foster will be remembered as the coach who opened his inaugural Big Ten Media Day press conference by stuttering and stumbling over his words for roughly 20 seconds before reasserting over and over again that UCLA is in Los Angeles. That was the end of his introductory press conference. He was in over his head from start to finish, and ultimately he is out. With this comes a vacancy. UCLA now needs to hire a new football coach, and it's very early. We don't know this, but the early names being mentioned on message boards and from actual national reporters that might speculate on who could be a candidate, those people are naming Michigan State head coach Jonathan Smith as a candidate to be UCLA's next head coach. Jonathan Smith, also in year two at his program. However, some signs of momentum. The Michigan State is trending in the right direction. This is a 3-0 football team that got a huge overtime victory over Boston College in week 2. Sort of a statement win. Aiden Childs looking better and better right now. Jonathan Smith, candidate at UCLA? How do you feel as a Michigan State football fan reading this?
Take him. Would you like him?
Are you asking me?
You're UCLA. Would you like him?
I'm hiring, or I'm what UCLA actually is right now?
You're what UCLA actually is right now.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Got it. So our pickup hours are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. We can have some people stay after if you'd like to speak with him, but we are open any of those days or time windows. You can have him.
He's 3-0.
Let me see here. No fucks given.
In
J
your
Bat
own
J
words, Dylan Lonergan, the Boston College quarterback, is special.
Yes, but here's where I'm at with this. J Bat got me. J Bat with two T's. He's got me. So if they want Mr. Smith, they can have Mr. Smith. If he wants to be closer to the Dodgers games, good on him. Hope Mookie Betts gives him a sign bat. But yeah, I will be fine. J Bat's got me.
What percent of Michigan State football fans do you think are aligned with your view on this?
Like openly or like behind closed
Give me
curtains.
both answers, because let me lay this out before you like really think. Give me an honest answer on this, but I'm going to do my best to lay this out. I know this is shocking to some. I also identify as a Michigan State football fan. I also share Carter's viewpoint that Jonathan Smith will not be the guy for long. I think this year's team is off to a good start. Absolutely. I think good things have happened. Aiden Childs looks like a totally new guy. Aiden Childs looks like a 10 out of 10 on the development scale. Everything we've wanted out of Aiden Childs has seemingly come true. And this team needed overtime to beat Boston College under the lights in week 2. The same
Mhm.
Boston College that just went on the road and lost by 2 touchdowns to Stanford, a
Mhm.
Stanford program that had not had a win on the season, that is historically awful with a stopgap head coach.
Mhm.
I think it is only a matter of time. I'm going to hint at some things that I will add to my best bets card in the newsletter later this week and speak on a bunch of different programs. I think this team's going to get their doors blown off at USC. I don't think they can generate any pressure whatsoever. I think this defense is the issue. I think the Michigan State offense is fine. There are still some issues. Like Tullis cannot pick up a block to save his life. But if Childs is going to play this well, this team has chances offensively. The problem is this is one of the worst Michigan State defenses I have ever seen. I
Mhm.
think they took a step back from last year based on what we've seen through 3 games, which is terrifying. They didn't have a sack for 6 straight games last year. So I don't know what you do when you play a good quarterback, as Lonergan did, by the way. And Lonergan is nothing special. The Boston College quarterback, he's fine. He's nothing special. They made him look like prime Andrew Luck. And I think this team's about to play a bunch of great quarterbacks in Big Ten play, have no answers, generate no pressure. Maeva, USC quarterback, is incredible if you don't generate pressure. I wouldn't be surprised if he throws for 500 yards and 8 touchdowns. And all of a sudden, this 3-0 start that's been held up as this magical sign of development could be 3-1 with a blowout 50-point loss. And we're all looking at Jonathan Smith like, did we really take a step forward? So it's interesting at the point in time because no Michigan State fans, I think, even if they have these doubts that I have, none of us want to come out and say it on record that we don't believe this is working. Like we are 3-0. No one's going to say this isn't working when they're 3-0. But fast forward a week, I think in the back of our minds, how long can this awful defense really hold up? And as soon as it comes crashing down, depending on how diabolical the scale is, yeah, if this is as bad as we really think it is, all of a sudden we would be open to this. So, look, there are diehard Michigan State fans that will go down with the ship. Jonathan Smith could go 3-9 this year, lose out the rest of the way, and they'll still believe rooting for the guy is the right way to go. There are also people who are more like you and I, wired mentally, being like, I don't want to do this. Let's not drag it out. So it's very fascinating to me, given this kind of point in time where there is signs of momentum but we all aren't that confident they're going to stay. The Jonathan Smith is being named as another candidate for another school in the conference. Like sometimes, too, people won't want to admit this. Sometimes you end up a name on a list like this because behind the scenes, there's people floating that you'd be open to being a name on the list. Like that is how some of this media stuff works. So I still don't feel like I have a good sense of who Jonathan Smith, the person, is. I don't know why UCLA would want him right now. Wouldn't be my first hire, but it's interesting. Very interesting to me that that is a name on the list. So back to you, because I do want you to answer that question on the percentages of Michigan State fans that feel the way you and I do.
I think it's more than we think. I do.
Really?
I think it's overwhelmingly in the direction of I think there are a good amount of people that do think kind of along the same line as us, especially with given what this 3-0 start looks like. And yes, we are happy. Don't let's not act like we're not. Like if you would have told me we're 3-0, I'd be like, hell yeah, I didn't think we would be 3-0. So um yeah. I think it would probably be around, let's say, 72% of people would say that.
You think 70% of Michigan State fans agree with you on, oh, you want Jonathan Smith, take him?
Yeah.
As your football team sits here 3-0.
Yes, because we trust Jay Bat.
So you are making it clear, drawing the line and saying you believe in the athletic director and not the football coach.
Yes.
Do you believe in Jonathan Smith? Yes or no?
No.
Fast forward a week. If he upsets USC, is your answer the same?
Yes.
So there's nothing Jonathan Smith could do to get you to flip from take him to something else. If he's 4-0 with a win at USC, you're still going to come on here and say, I don't want him anymore?
No, maybe not. I don't want him, but like if someone really wants to take him, go ahead.
I mean, if that's how the majority of the Michigan State fan base will feel after a USC win, we're living in a la la land, right? But like, let's just say he wins. If that's
First of
really
all,
how the fans will feel,
not La La Land. Feet on boots on the ground. I want him.
you want who?
Bring my Ava to my doorstep.
Like you're saying you think you can beat him.
Yeah, I think that I'm pulling up there and I'm putting feet on couches. I'm walking up into the Coliseum like I know like I'm comfy.
I think you would have a better chance of getting Michigan State a win if you could suit up on the edge and try and get to Miami
Why you
yourself.
putting me at the edge? Put me at corner.
Yeah, well, that might not help. Okay, well, I have more follow-up questions quickly. Do you think he's a real candidate?
John, yeah, I do.
Now, there's this whole element of this. People believe you'd be foolish no matter who you are to take the UCLA job right now
Hmm.
because there's zero financial backing to this program. It's totally dead in the water. So,
Right.
like, Jonathan Smith goes to UCLA, he's going to have less resources than he has at Michigan State.
Right.
But why do I feel like deep down Jonathan Smith might be stupid enough to take that anyway?
Because I think you're right that he would. I think if, some money, West Coast, palm trees, coconuts directly off shit like that. Probably Dodgers games, Dodger season tickets.
And this is going to sound crazy, but I truly believe the way he is wired, I think Jay Smith would love to have an excuse.
Would
If
love
you're
it.
at Michigan State with Jay Batt as your athletic director and your hand chosen quarterback and your hand chosen quarterback's coach, and you're in year two and there's all this money and we shoot fireworks off at our games now, why are you 4-8?
Mm,
If that's where the season goes. If you do that at UCLA,
mm.
4-8 with no resources is pretty damn good.
Four, hell yeah.
And it's warm in the winter.
And we're in Los Angeles too.
Yeah. So basically to assess this correctly, we both agree UCLA actually is interested in Jonathan Smith. We both agree Jonathan Smith would listen and or may even want the UCLA job.
I think so.
You and I are both in agreement that we kind of hope he leaves. Like, okay, yeah, 50-50. You can choose an outcome. Do you want Jonathan Smith to leave for UCLA? Yes or no?
I get to choose.
You get to choose.
Oh yeah, leave,
Your
leave.
team's 3-0. That's kind of crazy to say. I don't know if I'd go that far. Like I wouldn't stop him from leaving, but I don't know if I'm like rooting for the guy to leave.
Well, leave now.
Leave at the end of the season.
Just leave whenever you want, as long as you're leaving. If you want to leave.
So you're done with this.
If he wants to leave, yeah, like there's some people in your life that you need to just let walk out and leave if
Yeah,
they
but what
want.
if he doesn't? Because these are two hypothetical paths. Path one, Jonathan Smith wants to leave and leaves. Path two, Jonathan Smith doesn't want to leave, holds a press conference at the end of the season that says, I'm a Spartan for life. This place means something to me. I'll be here forever. Let's get back to the Rose Bowl. But he
Then all
says
right,
that after a 7-5 season.
right. I was about to say I need to know what else is happening.
He says that after a 7-5 season where they lose by 30 plus points to USC, Michigan, and do you play Ohio State, I think? Ohio State?
I think so, yeah,
Penn State, somebody else?
yeah, something like that. Penn State,
That you go 7-5. But those are the big games. And then the path is Jonathan Smith says, I'm here forever. I'm a Spartan dog for life. Which path would you rather have?
boy, I'm gonna be happy as hell. We go 7-5. So I guess I'm rocking with them if that's the case,
I mean, you're 3-0 right now. That's not that crazy.
right? And I rock with that. I'm in on that.
It
That's
doesn't
that's
seem like you're that in on that.
that's fire. But like, if y'all want him, then you can have him.
I mean, Jonathan Smith's general apathy to all things feels like it'd be a great fit culturally with the UCLA football program right now.
He would be a great fit at UCLA.
Why?
I think because I think he is. I think, like to your point, I think he would thrive in that situation just a little bit more. Like just be like in this, just be at UCLA.
No pressure, no fans at your games.
No.
Can we at least say this? If Jonathan Smith were to leave Michigan State for UCLA, does that say something about where the Michigan State football program's at?
Uh,
Because by all accounts, Michigan State's a better job with more resources.
yeah, but also it's Jonathan. This is the Jonathan Smith School decision making here.
Right, but this is also the program that hired Jonathan Smith, and we've been being fed tidbits for 2 years about how he's a good hire and he's the guy.
That was Allen. Allen put a wrench into things.
Okay, I have one more diabolical question framing here because it's very rare that I get this opportunity to needle like this. You have the two paths again, but I just want to add one detail to path number one where he leaves for UCLA.
Okay,
He takes Aiden Childs and Nick Marsh with him.
over my dead body.
So you would rather Jonathan Smith stay with Aiden Childs and Nick Marsh.
Yes.
Okay, now let's do one more tweak to that. He leaves. He takes Aiden Childs with him. Nick Marsh stays at Michigan State and delivers a postseason press conference quote that's along the lines of, "Yeah, we're going to upgrade at quarterback, and I'm looking forward to it." Would you rather have that outcome where Childs and Smith leave, but Marsh stays and shits on Aiden, or Jonathan Smith's just back with one more year of Aiden Childs?
You sicko.
I love the spot that I'm in right now.
I did too. I think I just take Smith, Childs, and Marsh as one.
So you're going to stand by Aiden Childs here. You don't want to
Yeah.
lose Jonathan Smith if it means losing Aiden Childs.
Yeah. Even though I could pivot from losing Aiden Childs.
What's the pivot?
That he's Joe Milton.
I mean, it does feel like Jonathan Smith would probably bring Childs with him, right? Like those two have been attached at the hip their whole careers. So
Yeah. No, but he got a taste of his Michigan State life.
you think he just loves Ricks?
Yeah. Big Harpers.
I mean, I think Nico loved Tennessee too. Can we ask actually UCLA doesn't have resources, but they paid for Nico?
Well, they didn't pay that much for Nico.
Oh, it all just like fell apart.
Yeah, like Nico didn't end up getting his bag. But also after he didn't end up getting his bag, or the bag he wanted, schools are like, well, we don't want you at all. Now this is what you're on.
Yeah. Okay. I'm
And
confused
Deshaun
about the whole
and Deshaun
situation.
Foster in a year where he knows he needs to do something good was like, well, I'll do it.
Does Jonathan Smith know where Los Angeles is?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Let's fast forward. It's week 12, and UCLA is finally making official phone calls. They have three finalists for the job. Is Jonathan Smith one of them? Yes or no?
I want to say no.
You don't think this actually comes to fruition?
I don't think so. I would like to think that schools would have a little bit more like, okay, we messed up with Deshaun Foster. Let's not try to put a Band-Aid over that by hiring Jonathan Smith.
Yeah. Okay. I believe that Michigan State would be better off the sooner that J Bat makes his own football hire. I think he will crush a football hire, and I think it would expedite things towards getting back to national college football playoff level contention. I don't think
Mhm.
Jonathan Smith will ever be that guy at Michigan State, and the sooner we allow J Bat to make a big boy hire, the better it will be. With that said, I do believe Jonathan Smith is going to go 7-5 this year, and I do not believe he will be a serious candidate for UCLA. I
You think we'll go 7-5 though?
think you're going 7-5. I think there are a lot of 7-5 seasons on the horizon under Jonathan Smith.